Hey guys, welcome back to the outfeed table build. Still lots of little details to take care of, and the first one we're going to work on today is this new HNT Gordon tail vise. I don't really know that I need it in this table. I'm not sure that I'm going to get a lot of use out of it. It wasn't that expensive, and I don't want to regret it later. Kind of like the T-track in the front. I don't know how much actual use I'll get out of it, but I don't want to regret it if it's not there. So yeah, we're going to work on this today. We'll go ahead and get it installed. It's actually a fairly quick and fairly easy install, but I'll take you along for the ride. So guys, there's the actual vise. This is the dog, and it's on a friction fit. So I mean, it's amazing how well these are actually bit. If you watch real close, you'll see that's actually working its way down in there. Just good fit and finish. All the action is really nice. So to install, we got to route a groove that this obviously fits in. Then we'll route a shelf so it gets a nice, it'll be walnut wood plate that goes over the top. It's got a slide pin in there, and then it gets a mounting screw in there, and that's all there is to install. So let's get to it. So I got my router all set up again. I've got an edge guide on it. Got a 1/2 inch up spiral bit in the router. We're just going to take this in light passes till we get down to the depth that we need, which is around, depends on how thick you want your plate. I'm shooting for between 1.5 inches and 1 9/16. The instructions only come in metric, so you gotta do your own math or work in the metric system. Anyways, that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, let's get after it. So the fit is great. I've got it shimmed up on this end right now to account for that pin that's in this side. This whole thing still drops about another 3/16 of an inch. But I just set it in there so you can see. I still have to clean up this end, and that's what we're going to do next. All squared out and fit up. Again, I have it shimmed to account for the pin, so it will sit deeper than that. Next up, we'll start routing out for the plate. So I went ahead and I drilled the hole in the bottom for the pin. That's this little pin in here that keeps it from sliding around. I did that so that I could set it flush in the bottom, which gave me the height setting for the router for the plate. I've set up the edge guide, and just like the main channel, we're just going to route now for the plate. So the routing for the 2 side passes is done. Just like with the big groove, I'm just going to square off the end with chisels, then I'll clean it all up with the router plane to make sure everything's a consistent height. So I spent the last couple of minutes dialing the table saw I get a perfect fit in that groove on a piece of scrap. I like where I'm at, I like that fit. So now I'll go ahead and get some walnut out and create this little shelf to go in there. I'll be running it through the drum sander until it fits perfectly. So now I got the fit just right. It's just a matter of cutting the groove, trimming it to length, countersinking the screws, and installing it. So I've got it just rough held in place with these screws, and then I'm going to do the countersinks one at a time so I can get these screw heads to fit nicely. And there it is, all installed. We also got the front T-track installed. So I'm going to work a little bit on drawer organization. If you're like me, I wish everything in my shop could be right here. That's just not reality. But these are the things that I kind of reach for the most. So it's a matter of getting them organized in there so that everything has a home. I hate things just randomly thrown in a drawer. I like to foam inlay my drawers. I could go out and I could buy foam and I could spend a lot of money, but I'm going to let you guys know what I do. I use regular pink insulation. I cut it to fit the drawer, then I lay everything out, and then I use a little trim router and I trim out the bits and then I paint it black. Man, it works great. It's worked for me for a lot of years, and a whole sheet of this 4x8 sheets like, I don't know, like $8. So, man, I've done a lot of drawers with one sheet. So, let me figure out what I want in these top two drawers, or at least the top drawer, and I'll show you what we're doing. So there's my layout of the top drawer. Those are the items that I want to get to the most. So, I'm going to go ahead and trace those on, and then I'll show you how I get them routed out. So there it is, all laid out on the foam. I've made some notes on there as to what's deeper, what's shallow, that sort of thing. So next we'll get the little zip router out and we'll start routing that stuff up. Alright, so I got the flush trim router set up. I got a 1/2" bit in it. I'm just going to route out. I got it set for my what I'm calling my medium depths first. So the stuff needs to sit a little bit deeper, but not terribly deep. And I'm going to route all that out first, then I'll change my depth and get either the shallow or the deeper stuff. Change my depth one more time and get whatever's left. And then I'll switch bits to a tight one and come back in and get my corners. Well, there you go. It took me about 15 or 20 minutes. I'm not going to lie to you, it's messy, but it's just not something you do all that often, and it saves you a lot of money. So I'm going to get the mess cleaned up, just double check my fits on everything, get this thing painted, and it's ready to go in the drawer. Well, I think we'll call that a wrap for this video. We got the tail vise installed. That thing just works awesome. I kind of showed you what I'm doing for drawer layouts and how I do that. Frankly, I haven't decided yet what lives in the other drawers, and I may spend months determining that. So I know that stuff lives there. The rest of it I'm not sure. So that probably won't end up on video. Still got a drawer to do in the end, and we'll get to that as soon as the weather clears. I can get out and get some plywood. We'll get that drawer done. Still got to sand the top, still got finish to do, so yeah, stay tuned, stick around, we'll get her done.